It looked really old and had never been lit.
Oh. Ha 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 ha. I remember him saying that this thing might be very flammable. The guy with the cigarette break guy. Hey, what do you know? I feel intelligent. Oh. Okay, we need to close that window.
The tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
How do we close that window? Oh. Now he just uses it. Fine. Let's try again. Some time passes. Oh, and there was something buried in it. Nice. Nice catch.
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle.
Does it fit in here? No. Okay, well, let's talk to the Contessa about it. Maybe it's that missing chess piece. Although I think he probably would have recognized a chess piece.
Hi, Lopez.
Certainly, sir.
Do you know what this is?
No, senor. Is it some kind of key?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Where did you get it?
It was hidden inside the big candle in the mausoleum.
And you burnt it? I wondered what the light was I saw through the window. My lady will be furious. The candle was centuries old.
Ah. Any ideas?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes?
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick. A Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See? Here. That is hazel.
Oh.
So that was what a hazel tree looks like. I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing.
Use the tool. Yeah, I figured.
Hi, Lopez.
Okay, he's not going to say anything else.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios.
Let's talk to Contessa.
Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please, be my guest.
That is not a good idea.
I stole your mirror.
What does this charred tissue suggest to you?
You have pyromaniac tendencies?
What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it. What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
Sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
Okay.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home.
I love suits of armor. I wasn't gonna put on the armor, and
Okay. So we have to do something to this tree.
there wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing.
Maybe try the gatehouse again?
The candle had burnt brilliantly.
This didn't work right, no.
Now what? Feeling like an idiot. The lectern was bare.
Put something on it? Let's see. Okay, we already tried that. No. No.
It was too delicate to move.
What to do? What to do? Are we still stuck here, or can we leave?
It was the I did.
Okay. Where are you go- Jeez. Keep thinking he's going to do something, and he just goes off in a random
Hi,
location.
Lopez.
Certainly, senor.
This tissue is charred.
You won't get any argument from me on that, Senor Stobart.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios.
Alright, once again, I will wander around trying stuff, and if something happens, I shall get back to you. Alright, folks, I wandered over here and realized that there was an extra thing right here, so let's see what this is.
So that was what a hazel tree looks like. I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha!
Oh, jeez. I was just looking at the wrong frickin' tree. Oh, what a thing to get hung up on. Alright, let's do this weird voodoo stuff. Or wherever the dowsing tradition comes from. I have no idea. Oh, I guess we need to give it to him. Here you go, Lopez.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
Nine hours later. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Anyone got any cards? Play a game. I'm starting to think that Lopez really knows where it is, and he's just making George do this. Just for fun.
Senor Stobart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
Oh.
I could have fallen down that.
Hey.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this.
Oh, the immortal words from Star Wars. Now you know something bad's gonna happen.
Sometime in antiquity, there'd been a rock slide. Big ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat.
I see a lion.
From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece. I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Whoops.
Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Senor Stobart! Senor Stobart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars. I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It was too dark to see, and I had to rely on touch. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
Not necessarily. So it's dark down there. We need some light.
It was a long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water.
Oh, well, we have something that can redirect light, right?
I realized I could use the mirror to reflect the light from above.
Ha! Nice.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
Excellent.
Now I knew what I was looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A worked socket, as smooth and perfect as if it had been carved only yesterday. Now I knew what I was... And there it was.
Okay, so we found the socket. Is that what this goes into?
I slid the stone key
Yes.
into the lock. There were buttons that turned the dials.
Oh. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay.
I must have made a mistake. The lock spun back to neutral and nearly took my fingers off. I was going to have to start from scratch again.
Okay. What did we talk about before? Is it even recorded here? I don't even know. Don't see any numbers recorded there. Okay. So you have 1 to 9 and 10 to 90. Maybe 13, 14? The time when the Grand Master was burned at the stake?
Damn!
Nope. Thought maybe it was a two-part thing, but maybe not. So a two-digit number? A two-digit number. 2 digits. Has to do with the Templars. I'm gonna have to check back through my notes, folks, so I'll come back when I figure something out. Alright, folks, it looks like the answer was actually in the notes. I looked back here, and when we visited the church and we were looking at those Bible verses, there were some numbers scattered around the perimeter, and he recorded them here. And I've put in the first two and they've worked. So 1427. Next one is 6 and 81. So let's try those. This is 6. Okay, that worked. Now we need 81. set is 3 and 1. And last 3 is 17, 12, 25. It's 12. Finally, 25.
Oh, yes! Bonus points for that, I hope. I knew the old Stobart fingerwork wouldn't let me down.
Oh, don't ever talk about the Stobart fingerwork ever again. Oh dear.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
Back in Nico's apartment.
George, welcome back.
Come in, George. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Oh, why are you so pissy now, George?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase
Mature.
are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
Yes, it did.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much,
Ooh.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was.
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
You're so petty, George.
Pardon me. She must be deaf.
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
Now, you guys notice what I notice? A little scar right here. This does not bode well, folks.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah,
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
Smooth, George.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
just offer to shake hands with him again. Well, let's just do this in order.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master of illusions. Oh, you said Merlin? Then no, nothing.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, I do. A young friend of mine shook my hand with one just the other day.
Yeah? Well, that's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps. Still, his intentions were good.
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
Let's see. I guess our assassin is biding his time right now.
Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.